Milsurp Garage with the Winchester 1897 Part 2. Here's why we have a Part 2. I have acquired a new Winchester 1897. Let me refresh your memory. Look at this guy. Boom! That's a shotgun. When you hear that noise, you know it's time for shotguns. Let's take this one off the table for a minute. We'll examine what we got going on here in a little bit. Let me first show you this guy. This is the 1897 you know and love. If you're a watcher of my channel, we've seen this guy in a video. We've seen this guy. Didn't I do a video on the refurbishing of this forend? I think I did. And I did change this, the buttstock, but I don't think I did a video on it. And you can see this gun featured in the Secret Forrest Range video, or one of them. I think there's a few of those videos. One of them I shoot this guy, and it might have a different buttstock on it then, but it is this same gun. Now the deal with this guy is, I bought this kind of early in my collecting life, and it is in a configuration, or it was in a configuration. This was more of like a modern, like a regular deer rifle looking kind of grip here. So it definitely wasn't the right one that goes with this rifle, because this is a, let me get my paperwork out so I could be accurate here, because I don't want to quote the years wrong that these are. This one is a 1906. It's an 18-inch barrel, and it's marked full choke, so you know it's not the right barrel for this length if this were a real riot gun. You know what I mean? So somebody basically made a riot gun out of one of these. You know what I mean? But the serial number does fall in a weird range. I have a book. Let me bust out a new book, a book that you guys haven't seen on this channel yet, but it's one of my favorites. Bruce and Canfield's complete guide to combat shotguns. And in here, excuse me, in here it lists the 1897 and some serial numbers. See, this book gets serious with numbers here in the back. You can see this whole rear of the book is all just crunching numbers. And I looked this thing up, and the serial number range actually falls into a range where like a serial number grouping that was designated for military usage, without being actually marked and stuff. So it's it's kind of interesting that somebody might have went to make like a riot shotgun out of one that was you know, actually a receiver that was actually designated for military use. Or sometimes with these riot guns, they were used for like prison guards and stuff like that. And then who knows if they actually modified, you know, full-length barrels or whatever. But here's how we can tell that this was modified, because if this is a full choke, and it is marked full over here, we can see that. Can you see that? Let me see. It's right there. It's marked full choke. And even though it's marked full choke, a dime will fit in it. Not just fit in it, but listen, a dime will rattle in it. So that right there means cylinder bore. So this was cut before the choked off end of the barrel, and this is a cylinder bore. So it's kind of cool to have it. It would be in a riot gun configuration, because it would be a cylinder bore, which is what it is. This nice short barrel is cool. It's functionally, it's awesome. It's like these things are like, forget it, man. You can't see. I just smashed the bolt into my hand. That's one thing that you have to be careful of with these. But for some reason, they never hurt me or bite me. They beat me up, but they never really hurt me, these things. Now, what I had to do to this one. See, I hate to just talk about this one a whole bunch when it's really the other one that I want to feature, but I have to tell you why I even needed another one. See, this had a screw inside this little hole right here. This right here is the ejector. And there was a screw sticking out of here, and just this screw in the hole, and the right part wasn't in there. And I did a how-to video on how to replace this extractor. And YouTube took it down. I don't think you're allowed to do how-to videos on YouTube. And there's that extractor back there. Right back in there. And, I mean, it's no big deal. You just, like, screw the thing in. But they took the video down. So I don't think you're allowed to do how-to videos. You're allowed to show how to take it apart and talk about it. But you're not allowed to, like, actually do work on it and show how to like, actually do work on a gun or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure of these rules, but we'll just take it as it comes. I think there's a bunch. There might be like 10 videos missing that in the body of those videos I was actually showing how to do something or whatever. And I don't even remember what the hell. I just know they're gone. They don't tell you what they take away. Well, anyway, I make the videos. They want to take them down, take them down. I like making the videos. That's it. So anyway, so this is what I had. This I went to shoot trap with it once. I think I got a 9. It's like it's with this cylinder bore, this short barrel. You're not hitting anything. So I love the 1897, and the only time you really get to go out and really use shotguns is when you go trap shooting. So I'm like, I would love to have one to use. Bang! In comes me finally. I would always be looking. Finally found this beauty. Look at this thing. This was my Winchester specialist, Mr. Santa. God bless him. I got this when I got the Winchester single shot, the 1885. I got it as a package deal. Because sometimes I'm like, how much for this one? How much for this one? Oh, geez, I can't decide. You either do the Terminator, he'd be like, he gets like 5 or 6 guns. He goes, which one will it be, buddy? And he goes, all. So that's what I do. And they go like, so which one's it going to be? I just go, all. So this one is an 1899 production. 30-inch full choke barrel. And I'll show you the coolest thing here is. So the other one I had, no takedown frame, right? Just solid frame. This guy, not only is it the 30-inch barrel, geez, that barrel goes on forever. Not only is it the 30-inch full choke barrel, but this guy is a takedown. And you've seen how this works. You kind of push that and then turn that. You lift this, so this comes out of here. The tube comes out of the receiver completely, and then it should just be a simple twist. Simple twist takes it apart. So I'm going to come back with you. I'm going to show you a video of me shooting it. I did okay. I think the first round was a little wonky. I think I might have gotten like a 19 or something like that. And then I think I shot a 22 on the second round. And then it just kind of stayed around there. I shot 3 rounds. So I think it was like a 22 and then maybe a 21. So not bad, but it's... I'll explain exactly what I liked, what I didn't like about shooting trap with it in a moment. But I'll just throw up a video that shows me competing with some young guys that all had Berettas. I know it's kind of far away from the shooting, but I'm the fat guy all the way on the right. And I'll be right back with you in a little bit. Check this out. So you see a shotgun from 1899 can compete right alongside of some 2018 and 2019 Berettas. That group of gentlemen there all had brand new Berettas and did not know what to make of this thing. So yes, it has a takedown feature, and Browning's interrupted thread design here was a good one, a good takedown mechanism. It worked really well. That's all it takes right there to put it back together. So the good and the bad. Well, the good thing about using an 1897 for trap shooting is that you're using an 1897 for trap shooting, and that's freaking awesome. These actions are bulletproof. These magazine tubes, they load, they feed like well-oiled machines. The exposed hammer back here is really cool. Just because other shotguns just don't have it. That is just the coolest thing, to have a hammer. It just has kind of like a, I don't know, like a lever actiony kind of revolver kind of feel to it, even though it's a shotgun. And see, here's how you can tell the full choke barrel. So this one is marked full. It's not cut off, but even if it wasn't marked, a dime will not fit inside of a full choke. And then there's various, you'll get the feel out of them if you check an improved cylinder or modified. You would get the feel for them of how it would feel when a dime goes inside. One, it just fits perfectly. One, there's a little bit of resistance, but with a full choke, it won't go inside at all. So that's how you know this is actually the full choke. But being that, it's full length, it wouldn't have had an opportunity to have been cut down anyway. But look at this wood on this thing, huh? How could you turn this down? I couldn't say no. These things, they're all milled, nothing stamped or molded or extruded. It's just blocks of steel that are cut out to look like this. So let me see, what do I got in my... Got anything here in my shotgun book to show you? Well, maybe, let's see. Here's what the, where are we? Here's what the stock looked like on, where am I? There's the man himself right there. There's a picture of this thing. Where did it go? I'm lost. I had the picture open and then I bailed on it. I wanted to show you what the stock looked like. See, most of these the military shotguns, they had a stock that looked like that. So I originally had the stock on that other one, the one that was the made up. I can't find the pictures I'm looking for. The one that was the made up Riot Gun. But this is this type of look here with this rounded bottom. This is the kind that I like. This is the old school. This is the old school ones. That's why I found one. I found one to put on here just because I like that one. I just like the way it looks. And it's funny because I bought this one and it had a repair. It has a pinned repair here or whatever. That's just part of the character to it that I love. You gotta love these things. So an 1897 for trap. The tough part is that you have this, there's like a little trough right here, cut in here. There's like a relief. So when you're looking down, when you're sighting down across the top of the receiver, the hammer's back, obviously, when you're ready to shoot. So that's not in the way. And what you're doing is, in this recess right here, you're just dropping the bead right into that recess, and you see how shiny that that bead is. I polished it with like a silver cloth, like a cloth that cleans silver or gold, and I just polished it with that to make that stand out. And then you just want to sit it right inside this notch right here, and then that's not as easy as it sounds when you're. It's just really tough to really bring the sight picture to the bird with trap shooting with this thing. So I just haven't fully gotten used to it yet. I will. I'm going to try it again. It was a very windy day and I accidentally brought 8s So I kind of feel like the wind was blowing the shot around a little bit too. And I was ones where I was sure I was just drawing a perfect bead and I was getting nothing. So I'm sure I was peppering them with the number 8 shot. And this, I mean, it was crazy gusty. So I'm going to try again with hopefully a milder day with 7.5s. And hopefully I'll have better luck and I'll actually post some scores. These scores weren't even worthy of posting. And then they had some kind of a Memorial Day event at a firehouse nearby, so they were going to call the line for an hour. So I didn't even get to shoot my regular 4 games or 6 games. So didn't really get 100% of a feel for it yet. However, I am committed to making this thing my go-to trap shotgun. So stay tuned and we'll see some future trap shooting episodes and see what we could really pull in with this thing. But function is beautiful. It couldn't have been better. It functioned awesome, and who would expect anything less from a Winchester 1897? So now I'm gonna have some free time next week, so this is gonna be nice. I'm gonna do a few videos next week, and we're gonna bring in some stuff that a couple of you guys have been asking for, satisfy some requests. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day.